Did you know that the concrete jungle of New York City, the financial capital of the world, started as a quiet forest traded for a handful of glass beads? Today, when you walk through Manhattan, you are surrounded by steel, glass, and the noise of millions. But rewind the clock just 400 years, and this island was silent. No skyscrapers, no taxis, just dense trees, sandy beaches, and the sound of the ocean. This is the story of how a fragile Dutch outpost called New Amsterdam fought to survive, only to become the global superpower we know today as New York. The beginning and the trade in the early 1600s. This land belonged to the Lenape people. They lived here in harmony with nature, hunting beaver and fishing in the clean waters of the Hudson. Then the Europeans arrived. The Dutch West India Company wasn't looking for freedom. They were looking for profit. In a legendary moment of history, they traded metal tools, cloth, and glass beads with the Lenape in exchange for the rights to use the land. For the Lenape, it was a friendly exchange of gifts. For the Dutch, it was a real estate deal. That misunderstanding would change American history forever. As the settlement grew, the trees were cut down. The beaver population was hunted for their fur, which was shipped back to Europe to make fashionable hats. The peaceful forest rapidly turned into a muddy, bustling trading post. Life in New Amsterdam by the mid-1600s. The town of New Amsterdam was messy, chaotic, and alive. If you walked the streets back then, you wouldn't see a grid system. You'd see crooked, muddy paths. Pigs and chickens roamed freely, digging up gardens and annoying the neighbors. Houses were built from wood, huddled together against the cold wind. But despite the mud, it was surprisingly diverse. Even in the 1640s, you could hear 18 different languages spoken on the streets. Dutch Protestants, French Huguenots, Jews, and Africans, both enslaved and free-lived, and worked side by side. This melting pot culture was there from the very beginning. To protect the settlement from potential attacks by the British or Native Americans, the settlers built a wooden wall along the northern edge of the town. That wall is long gone, but its name remains. We still call that street Wall Street today. The Iron Rule of Stuyvesant. The colony was struggling until a man named Peter Stuyvesant arrived to clean it up. He was the Director General, famous for his silver-banded wooden leg, a souvenir from a cannonball injury in a previous battle. Stuyvesant was strict. He banned drinking on Sundays, tried to control the chaos, and ruled with an iron fist. He wanted order, and he got it. Under his rule, the population grew and commerce boomed. A canal was dug through the city center to help boats move cargo, a canal that would later be filled in to become Broad Street. But while Stuyvesant was building a fortress, the geopolitical winds were changing. The British Empire wanted control of the Atlantic coast, and New Amsterdam was the missing piece of their puzzle. The British takeover in August 1664, 4 British warships appeared in the harbor. Their cannons were aimed directly at the fort. Peter Stuyvesant wanted to fight. He stomped his wooden leg and demanded the men defend the colony to the death. But the citizens of New Amsterdam were tired. They were traitors, not soldiers. They looked at the British ships, then looked at their own weak defenses, and they refused to fire a shot. They drafted a petition asking Stuyvesant to surrender. Reluctantly, he signed the papers. Without a single drop of blood spilled, the Dutch flag came down, and the British flag went up. In honor of the Duke of York, the city was renamed New York. Conclusion: the Dutch rule was over, but their footprint remained. From the names of neighborhoods like Harlem and Brooklyn to the diverse, money-making spirit of the city, the DNA of New Amsterdam is still alive. That fragile settlement on the edge of the ocean didn't just survive. It evolved into the greatest city on earth.